We are live. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one. Today, got another epic VeVe live stream. We just have one drop today, but it is the big Disney Golden Moments drop. I think anybody who has tuned in the last few months understands the importance anytime Disney drops their golden moments. So excited to have this drop today. Appreciate everybody joining the live chat today as well. We got Enzo Noel first in the live chat today. Hopefully you get a drop, my man. I think the drop is going to sell out instantly today. I think it's going to be another tough one to grab, but I'm going to break down my strategy, what I'm hoping for, what I'm going to end up doing in the market if I'm going for the full set, if I'm stacking these. And I'm sure I'm going to have to answer a lot of questions, concerns that's been going on. I see a lot of questions a lot of people had last few days wanted me to cover on the stream, so I'm going to get to them as well. But first, I'm going to break down the drop today, the Disney Duos. I think this is going to be a big one and a good one. We got 5 different drops, I believe. The first one, we got Timon and Pumbaa. We got $60 retail price for them all. They're all blind boxes. This comment here, 13,333 editions. Then we got Winnie the Pooh. I think, and Piglet. Obviously, it's a duo. I think this is the one that I'm going to be targeting big time. I think a lot of people are probably going to be going after Winnie the Pooh. So I do expect this one to come out pretty expensive. This one here is $60, of course, 13,333 editions as well. Then we got the Cogsworth. The clocks here. We have the uncommon 10,333 editions for this one. Now, these characters I'm not too familiar with, so I'm really just going to try to complete this set just because it is a Disney Golden Moment set. I'm trying to be a master collector of all the Disney Golden Moments. Was fortunate, lucky to be able to position myself before this, so since I have been collecting them all, I will try to complete this set as well. But if I strike out on not being able to complete this set, I will try to at least go for Winnie the Pooh. I think those 2 commons will probably maybe flip a lot of different rarities on this drop here. So for the rare, we got 8,333 editions for the rare, Flounder and Sebastian. And then for the ultra rare, 6,333 editions. We got Chip and Dale. Again, $60 is the retail price. How we doing, chat? How we doing, live chat? Hope all is doing well today. Hoping I can keep my hot streak alive. I'll be going over my drop strategy for this one as well. As always, try to let any new users kind of pick my brain, how I'm able to get these drops pretty consistently. Haven't been doing too well on the Disney drops. I think I only landed 2 Disney drops before on the actual drop. I was buying a lot of these in the market. So hopefully, I think anytime Disney drops, if they even tweet it out this time or not, I think we have so many fans in the world of Disney. Probably first-time users coming to the app. And so I think Disney drops are always good. It brings a lot of people into the app, whether it's people that have been here for a while now, OGs, or it's new users just finding out. So, of course, we got some price predictions already. I think there's going to be a lot of price prediction questions on this one. Maybe I'll let the chat fill up a little bit more before I start talking about price predictions. Just because I think a lot of people are going to try to figure out, price point on a lot of these. And I think it's going to come on I think there's 2 different scenarios here. It really depends on how the market opens up today. There's a lot of editions getting sent out, distributed. So because of that, I think the market could have a little bit of a delayed opening. Maybe not a delayed opening, but I think maybe the amount of people that got their collectible could be a little bit delayed. I think the distribution may be a little bit slow today. And usually when that happens, prices come out in the market pretty expensive right away when there's only a couple in there, and then they dip a little bit depending on the demand. So we'll see what happens today. I'll go over my feelings. How we doing, DW? Let's go, VeVe fam. Yeah, I think this is going to be a big one. I think a lot of people are excited, for Disney. Christian J, what's up? What's up? How we doing, Ronnie Lido? Chasing Sundays in the building. Robert, how we doing, fam? I will go over the market too in just a little bit. I want to talk about some prices. What do you think of Disney giving these? Oh, yeah, see, I think, Jacob, how we doing, brother? Jacob De Leon. Appreciate you for tuning in today and asking a question. I definitely think that the utility, like Disney being such a big brand like Disney is, a $300 billion brand company, I think they have every incentive to make sure that the utility is probably one of the best utilities for these collections. I've been collecting these kind of with that speculation in mind, in the back of my mind. A lot of us kind of thought maybe it was just having Walt. Maybe it was just having the first Golden Moment set. But I think Disney being such a big brand, I think they're going to make it kind of hard to get. So not every single person can kind of have that utility. So I think it will be something like you have to collect every golden moments to have some kind of utility, whether that's maybe my thought process has always been like a free pass type thing. But maybe it's like you take a picture with some of these golden moments. And if you have the full set, it unlocks an exclusive collectible or, a discount or, special entrance to a certain place. I'm not sure what they could do, but sky's the limit. And the good thing is, anytime I see any of these artist collectibles provide any kind of utility, it always has my imagination racing around. I'm thinking, what could a big $300 billion brand like Disney provide if these artists can provide a lot of these utilities? And sometimes with the artist collectibles, it can be a little bit more flexible because, they're not tied to such a big brand. But I would say that would probably be the con, but the pro in that would be because it is tied to such a big brand like Disney. They're going to want to try to make money by having people renting it out, taking their cut that way. And I think the prices on these would get really, really expensive. They would make a lot of money providing the best utility possible. So I think they have every incentive to make sure the utility is a pretty legit play, I would say. We got Justin Gentry. Good luck, everybody. Hit the like, bless the chat. Today's the day. If we can get lucky on today's drop, hopefully the people that have been striking out, struggling a little bit, get lucky today. I'm hoping for a low mint Winnie the Pooh. If I can get one of those, that would save me a lot of money in the marketplace. Even just one, though. Even if it's a high mint, I'd be okay with it. Just trying to stretch my luck, go for that low mint. But it's okay if I don't. I even like both commons. Both commons I think will do great today. I do think that this is one of those drops where, if not both, at least one of the commons could start flipping a few of these rarities, I think. We got Jerry from the Palace Coffee brewing right now. Let's go. Shout out to my coffee gators. I always forget the second word of that. Coffee gators. Coffee gate. Definitely should be an epic day. Hopefully I see a lot of dubs on the chat today. Even if you strike out, I think it's going to be okay. A lot of us have a couple of these golden moments, the first ones that were released. I do think that over time, if they keep releasing a lot of these golden moments, it's just going to put an emphasis on the first ones that were released. I saw Homer and Bart dip down to like the 700s last night, and I thought, oh, do I ruin my gem bag and pick up one or two of these Bart Simpsons, have a handful of them? Because that is, at the end of the day, since we do know that these are kind of broken up into each own, like their own set almost. That Bart and Homer and the skateboard first set ever, I felt like as more and more come out, people will put an emphasis on that first one. So I only have 2 Bart and Homers and 1 skateboard right now. I thought about picking up a third, maybe a fourth one, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to take chances. I do want to complete this set. I think a couple of these may dip, depending on what gets dropped in the future. But again, with a Disney Golden Moment drop, me personally, I don't want to take too much of a chance of getting, priced out on some of these, because I am trying to complete all of them. I would hate to get this far and then 1 or 2 I get priced out of, can't complete the set, at least for the time being. I think I'll be able to make some trades along the way. Maybe prices dip in the future, pick them back up. I definitely don't think Winnie the Pooh will dip. I don't think the other common will dip. Timon and what is it? Timon and Pumbaa? Yeah. I don't think that's going to dip too much. My theory on the drop today is it all depends on how it comes out in the market, how the marketplace opens up, I should say. I think I have a feeling, this is kind of just my prediction of what's going to happen in the market. I have a feeling that the market's going to open up and there's only going to be, either half or not even half the people get their collectible distributed to them just yet. I think a lot of people will be waiting to get their collectible distributed. So we all know the trend with that happening. Usually only a few come out in the marketplace right away. Price is pretty high. And then that's usually when more and more people get their collectible distributed to them. They put it in the market. People undercut. That saturation happens, brings down the price a little bit. Unless there's a huge demand, which I think the demand will be on that Winnie the Pooh. I think a lot of people understand the importance of that and will probably be targeting that one. So hopefully it's going to be interesting, because if that one comes out at an extremely high price and there's only a couple available in the market, I still think you'll have some new people and people that don't really care if it dips. They're just going to want to try to lock one in. They're going to be buying it up. It'll probably stay pretty high for a while, because even when more and more get put in there, the demand's still going to be there, I think, for Winnie the Pooh. So I could see the other collectibles coming up pretty high and then the other ones dipping pretty decently far down. And so if that's the case, I may try to go around, pick up those other collectibles while they're dipping pretty low. But my main focus right now is on Winnie the Pooh. I think if that comes out at a reasonable price, at least get a couple of them. That's my game plan. I mean, if I can stack them, great, but I just don't think they're going to come out too cheap. Now, the other hand, that's one way the market could open up, and that's kind of how I feel like it's going to open, just because there's a lot of collectibles, a lot of editions to be distributed on this one. Now, they could surprise us, and the market could open up when everybody gets their collectible distributed. Now, if that's the case, I'm kind of hoping that happens on this one, just because I feel like if that happens, that's the only possible way that Winnie the Pooh and these collectibles come out at a cheap price. Because usually when everybody has their collectible distributed, when the market opens up, that's when everybody puts it in there roughly around the same time. It's pretty low. And then the demand, when there is a demand for whatever collectible it is, that's when you see the prices start to go up. So I feel like I'm hoping for that, just because I feel like if that's the case, probably the only scenario where a lot of these collectibles and Winnie may come out cheap. Otherwise, I have a feeling it's going to come out kind of expensive right away. So I'm just hoping I can land a Winnie the Pooh. I don't even care about the mint number on their drop. That'll save me, probably $5,000. So that'll be huge. You think that this drop will run smooth or crash the app since there's 5 golden moments? Omar, great question. I definitely think there's a possibility. I don't want to sit here and guarantee that it's going to run perfectly smooth, because we all know anytime there's a Disney drop, the demand is there. Even if they tweet it out, if they don't tweet it out, that last time, I think in November, Disney tweeted out about the golden moments for the first time. And that's when VeVe got about 300,000 new users instantly. And that's probably what caused a little bit of a crash the first few days. We all know the drops didn't run perfect. But end of the week, they did a good job at getting it back on track, I think. I do think whether it runs smooth or not, Omar, I think it's going to be crazy hard to get this drop. Now, some people may not think so, just because there's a lot of additions, but I think there's a lot of additions for a reason. I know I'm pretty confident that they understand the fan base of Disney by now. So I think they're going to sell out immediately, and I'm hoping it runs smooth. I hope it just, it doesn't crash or anything like that, so we at least have a chance to get this drop, or at least feel like we have a chance, Someone just left a comment. Shout out to Kokoriri Forest 777. I like the number. This could be when renting collectibles come in handy. Absolutely, Jacob. And that's the way I see it too. I really do think the Disney collectibles will be highly rentable. And that's kind of a word I just made up. And what I mean by that is there's going to be a big incentive, I believe, to rent out these Disney collectibles, to rent out really any of these collectibles, I think, in the future. Any of these top tier, very popular, maybe too expensive to own collectibles. And so that's kind of my vision for this. And it has a lot to do with why I'm trying to make sure I get a lot of these Disney golden moments, because, I've had this gut feeling, and it's kind of the gut feeling I've had with VeVe, being able to, earn a passive income one day by having a museum, a digital showroom, a digital museum, and charging an entrance fee. That's something I've had a gut feeling in my brain, in my head from March last year. And so we know that's a possibility one day. And so this is kind of also my gut feeling. It feels the same as that. I'm not saying this is going to be 100% correct either, but I feel pretty confident in my gut feeling about this, to where maybe one day, I don't want to have to sell my duplicate Walt Disney for this reason, Jacob. I could have sold it for $40K, when it was up there. I could sell it now for $20K, and I do have another one. But I do believe there's going to come a point in time where we will be able to rent out these Disney collectibles as a whole. And I think maybe people, taking pictures with the Walt Disney in Disney World, they'll probably unlock some kind of exclusive collectible, or some kind of exclusive experience, or, a discount on the parks, or maybe even free admission to the parks. I don't know, but I think Disney has every incentive to make that happen. And so that's just kind of my vision for it. And I do think I mean, the team's already talked about how renting is 100% going to be one of the features. Gabe Vincent, it's my VeVe birthday, so maybe I can get a drop today. Wish me luck. Let's go, Gabe. Shout out to you, VeVe birthday. Man, March was an incredible time last year. If anybody wasn't here, March last year, you know, March was a time where a lot of the OGs just found the app. I joined March 1st or March 3rd. I think I found VeVe March 1st. By the time I could actually buy some of these collectibles, it was March 3rd. So I would say March 1st, March 3rd, you know, beginning of March. And if you weren't here back then, I'll just talk about the timeline again. You know, from January 1st, 2021 to the end of January, they had 5,000 users total in the app. That was when they publicly launched. From February or the end of February, they had 10,000 total users. And then at the end of March, they had 180,000, 200,000 users. So March was such an incredible year because they leapfrogged more than they ever thought they could ever imagine. You know, they grew faster than they ever thought was possible. It was kind of a downfall at the same time. You know, this is one of the biggest hurdles, the first hurdles that they really had to face. They said, we thought we were going to have 50,000 total users the first year. And we already have 200,000 in the first, you know, few months. So they had to have a lot of delays. That was the first thing that made a lot of people upset at first, because a lot of things that, you know, might have been planned to happen in that summer or even the fall maybe got pushed back a little bit, just because they had to re-engineer the whole app to be able to hold not just 40,000 users, but 200,000, 500,000 users. It was growing at an extreme rate. So that's why March last year was such a crazy time. Beginning of March, I would say 90% of these collectibles were in store, in stock for retail. Meaning, yes, you could go in store, Todd McFarlane Batman, and buy the Todd McFarlane Batman as many as you wanted for $80 in the store before it sold out. You know, there's 6,000 of them, didn't sell out for months. And so once that started to happen, the FOMO hit and people realized the importance of it. I think word started to spread. You know, it was the first ever VeVe NFT. First ever Batman, FA Batman, first ever DC collectible digitally. I mean, this is huge. So March was such a crazy time too, because you got to think, beginning of March, 10,000, less than 10,000 total users. So this is like finding gold, and everybody just walking by it. Everyone's like, wait, is this gold? If it was gold, why is no one buying it? Oh my God, everyone's buying it. Oh my God. It was just a crazy, crazy time. So shout out to you, Gabe, for finding it back then. Ready to watch you get one on drop and one rebound. Calling it now. Let's go. Lord of the Realm. I hope you are right. I haven't got a rebound in the longest time, so it would actually be crazy to me if I did get a rebound. I'm gonna save this comment, because if so, I'm gonna give you a giveaway for calling that, manifesting it. Lord of the Realm. Let's go, man. I hope you get a drop or a rebound today as well too. I did bring up my local clock already, because I did tell myself today is the day where I'm going to be going for rebounds. Now, I think anything Disney, when that drops, I think, you know, it's probably smart to at least give yourself a second chance, because I'm probably going to be excited. Also, one thing, you know, I will be going over my drop strategy technique again, just for a refreshment. Anybody who wants to see it again, any new users, you know, maybe pick my mind a little bit, pick up something that you haven't heard before maybe. And I will say, I'll probably get too excited for this one. So anyone else out there who's doing the timing technique, these big drops, I've learned that subconsciously you probably are going to get too excited, meaning you're probably going to want to press it too soon. So these are the drops where you really, really want to hold yourself off on clicking too early. Plenty of times when I'm about to click, I go 3, 2, 1, 0. You want to click early. I'm telling myself, hold off until like the last possible moment before I see the buy now. That's when I'll start my click, and just hoping for the best timing on this one. And again, you can get best timing or perfect timing, and you know, that's the only thing that you can control in this. You can't control getting the drop. So as long as you feel like you have good timing, I feel like you can be happy with, you know, the way you did the drop. Because there's plenty of times, you know, you may have had it happen to you. I've had it happen to me plenty of times. You feel like you got the drop, timed it pretty perfect or perfect, and you don't get it. You don't get it the second time. But if you keep that consistency up, you're bound to eventually get it. So, see Rios, good morning, brother. We got Matt Smith. Good luck, everyone, today with the 49ers logo. Okay, San Fran fan. San Fran fan. 49ers, yeah, solid squad right there. Not the biggest 49ers fan, though, Matt Smith. So you may have to change the logo today. I'm just kidding. Always a pretty solid football team. I think a lot of comics pretty cheap right now. Which golden moment today you will hold from the set? So, see, Rios, I'm definitely going to hold Winnie the Pooh. I think both commons are holds for me. Maybe that's a personal decision just because I'm most familiar with like Lion King, Winnie the Pooh. I'm not the most familiar with Beauty and the Beast. Obviously, I know that's a pretty big film as well, though, too. Little Mermaid, Private Pluto. There's a lot of these, like Chippendale, I think I remember too. Chippendale is probably one that I would probably hold too. But again, see, Rios, if I get the full set, I'm going to try to hold the full set just because I am trying to get every single set of the golden moments. But if I wasn't, I would definitely try to hold Winnie the Pooh for me. And probably the other common as well, Timon and Pumbaa. Just because of the popularity, the demand. I think for me personally too, it's important to start collecting things that you love because there's going to be so much to where that's why I'm kind of struggling with the golden moments on this one, just because I'm not familiar and I don't love every single one of them. But because they are tied in with the golden moments, that is the reason why I'm collecting them this time. Here's another thing I was going to say is it's kind of a personal decision with me just because I'm more familiar with those two commons. And for me, it's almost like a blessing. I look at it as because I'm not the most familiar or the biggest fans of a lot of these superheroes or these different characters. And so I use that to my advantage. Because I'm not the most familiar or not the most educated with a lot of these different characters, if I know something, if I know a character that's dropping, that's like the alarm bells, everything's going off in my head saying like, okay, this is going to have a lot of demand popularity because even I know something like this. Like, so for me, that's something that it made sense to me that these were the two commons because these were the two characters that I was most familiar with. So once again, we see VeVe making the commons the most popular character. So if you aren't familiar with kind of the market sentiment, you know, with the ultra rares, the different rarities, you're kind of new. VeVe makes the commons typically, not every single time, but most of the time, the most popular character. And then it's usually sometimes the lesser popular characters that ultra rare or secret rare, just because having the lesser editions is going to have that inherited value already. You know, it's going to have less editions, so people are going to be attracted to that. But to put some value on those commons, they make it that most popular character. So that way, a lot of people still target the commons. It's actually a genius idea, I think, because if you flipped it around and made the most popular character the ultra rare or the secret rare, that would obviously make that the holy grail, the holy grail, the secret rare or the ultra rare with that most popular character, make the prices skyrocket. I think a lot of people want to see that sometimes. But then if they made that common, the least popular character, nobody would want it because it's a common, and then nobody would want it because it's not even a popular character that they're familiar with. So I think a lot of times we would see commons go under retail if that was the case. So that's kind of been a shift in what a lot of people kind of psychologically think instantly. They think ultra rare, secret rare, boom. But, you know, it's not always the case like that. That's why I'm a big believer in a lot of these low mint commons. Because you see all the time on VeVe, the Todd. What's the Todd rarity? Is that an ultra rare or secret rare? That's a common. FA Joker, that's a common. The FA Wonder Woman, that's a common. You know, the FA Harley Quinn, that's a common. Like, so I think their idea is to make the common the most amount of editions so everybody can collect their favorite character. But then how do you separate that is with the mint numbers. So that's why I've just been a big fan of those low mints, because it's kind of my way as a collector to separate yourself when there's so many editions out there. We got Punch in the building, top of the golden moment. Morning, VeVe fam. Let's do a Punch. You know, I think Let's see. Chasing Sunday said, I'm thinking Flounder and Sebastian, along with Cogsworth and Lumiere, will be floor of the group. Yeah, it's a good point, Chasing Sundays. I don't think that one's going to be the most popular either. I think that one, Flounder and Sebastian, yeah, I agree. 100% I agree. Both of those, yep. Flounder and Sebastian and Cogsworth. I agree with that. 100% Chasing Sundays. And see, I think you're starting to, or you probably have understood already for a while now, because you've been here for a while, I think, Chasing Sundays. But I think people as a whole are starting to understand kind of the organization, the rarity, the popularity. I think people are starting to understand that a little bit more. So that's always good to see. Because there was a time where, you know, when VeVe was so new, no matter what dropped, if it was just that highest rarity, people would just flock to it. But then I think people realized as VeVe started to grow, okay, I think demand, that popularity, it may be a little bit more important in some people's eyes. It is in my eyes, at least, because I've always been a kind of a believer that when you have something that has that much demand, that much popularity, it could end up being scarce because of that reason. So just kind of my take on it. You know, everybody's got their own personal opinion on it, which is perfectly okay too, because this is such a new space. Nobody's a 100% expert pro. We're all kind of just adapting and learning as we go. So just kind of my take on it. I just hope I can get one on the drop. Absolutely. I think anytime, you can just get one of these Disney golden moments, it's going to be big. Only got 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left to go over the market. Got carried away talking a little bit too long. A couple pieces I want to go over. Now, I wanted to go over Todd just because the supply on Todd is dropping big time. I think a lot of people are scooping up Todds. And delistings could happen too, of course. But I know a couple of people that sold theirs, and so I think people are starting to buy them up. We have 127 Todd McFarlane Batmans left on the market. 7,500 editions, only 127 left on the market. So even though the price is only at 5.8K, I think not too many Todds are left. So it's going to be fun to see once that number starts to get down pretty low. Then we got the Rizzo Batman, 10.9K. I don't think it's going to dip below 10. I think too many people got their eyes on it, dipping below 10. 494 mint, though, at 10.9K. It's definitely one that I've been thinking about scooping. Good mint number. I don't have a good mint on my Rizzo, but only one person had it before me, so I feel pretty good with that one. FA Joker, 644 is the price. Step down a little bit. FA Harley Quinn, 374. We got Nightwing, only 42 Nightwing left, 1.1K. That one's dipped a little bit too as well. My last two I like to check in this group. Penguin too, I usually don't check, but that's a good one to check as well. FA Penguin, 490. Yeah, there's a point where I didn't think it was going to dip below 500, so has dipped a little bit below that. Joe M. Batman, 725. And Becky Batman, 1.1K. Not too many left either before it goes back up to 1.5K. Still want to get a second Joe M. Batman. Let's go over some of these Disney Golden Moments since we got a Disney Golden Moment drop today. We got Walt. We'll go over Walt first. Shout out to my Walt, my partner statue holders. Let's go. Walt gang. 21.9K. Good to see that. Good to see that. Holding strong, above 20K. Let's kind of go in order here. We got Bart back up to 850. I knew I should have picked one up at 750. Oh, man. 750 for the first ever Disney release. It just seemed way too cheap, if you ask me. I wanted a third, maybe a fourth one. So I really wish I had, a few thousand gems right now, but I get way too attached to my collectibles. I can't sell them. It's definitely not ROI, a great decision, but can't help it sometimes. I'm a collector. It's definitely not great to get emotionally attached to your investments, to your collectibles, but some of these I have just because I love them so much. That is the fun of it. I'm a little bit of a both. I got collecting in me, I got investing in me. So, it is a collecting app at the end of the day. It's definitely turned me into a collector. It's brought the collecting out in me, I would say. Skateboard is 630. FA Donald 650. I wanted to go over that one. Got Lady and the Tramp 465 because that's a duo, technically. Got Elsa 1.4K, Mickey hat 2K. Going over these fast because the market's about to close. R2D2 4.5K. C3PO 2.1K. I do see a lot of room to grow in C3PO. If R2 is at 4K, I see C3PO growing pretty quickly behind that one. And the market is closed. I wonder if VeVe is going to tweet out a 30-minute tweet today, or they're going to leave it at the 15-minute mark like they did before. I feel like Winnie the Pooh will pass 1,500 gems. It should, Omar, but I don't think it's going to come out that high. Unless only, a couple collectibles come out in the market right away. Then I think it's going to be close to that $1,000 range and work its way down. Interesting. So Chasing Sundays, me personally, as a collector of all the Disney Golden Moments, I hope this is the last one for a while. But, I don't think it will be. I think they probably will have more and more Disney Golden Moments in the future. I vision one day where they have sports Golden Moments too. But, that's kind of just speculation on my part right now. We don't know that's even a confirmed or thought about thing just yet. I just thought because Disney owns ESPN. And so since they have the Disney Plus subscription utility, I thought, why would they not have ESPN Plus as a subscription utility too one day when they drop this sports Golden Moments? And that's when I'm going to go crazy. They'll see me on live stream like 24/7 talking about the sports Golden Moments. My problem will be I don't know what I'm going to do to get the kind of gems for that. Because I don't want to sell any of my collectibles. That's the thing. I may be forced to eventually one day to kind of reinvest in some other amazing collectibles, but we'll see what happens. Who's going Brave Gate today? Yeah, shout out to the Brave Gators out there. Brave Gate, if anybody doesn't know, is basically where you skip the drop because you feel like you're probably not going to get it anyway. And you want to make sure that you definitely can go for those rebounds. So sometimes when you go for the drop, the buy now button gets eliminated. So you can't go for that rebound, or it's a lot harder at least. I'm going for the drop, though. For me, the drops are half the fun. So, Simone, how we doing? How we doing, fam? Simone Biles, what's up? What's up? I do have to do a Patreon. That's 100% going to be happen soon, Punch. Appreciate you big time, brother. Let's go. Appreciate that, Robert. Yeah, big time. That's coming soon. Yeah, need some aliens in there. Let's go. That invasion was hilarious. I think that was a great time. Shout out to Kyle Wilson. Shout out to the Vault. Alien invasion. That was great. We might do another one today since there's so many of us. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I know Punch's VeVe birthday was in March as well, too. That Murmur drop was crazy because that was one of the few drops where, or probably even most recent drops, it's been so long, it's hard to say recent, but I think it was one of those drops where you could get every single rarity on the actual drop before it all started selling out. Let's go. Never took money off the app either. Punch said, started stacking since day one, never sold or took money off the app. Let's go. Let's go, brother. Audible, that in the building. What's up, young blood? How goes it? Going well, my man. Excited for this drop. Hopefully, land at least one. I don't even care what rarity is. It'll save me a few $100 probably. I hope I land the most expensive one. I'll say that. If the ultra rare comes out the most expensive, because that's usually how it is. The ultra rare, whatever has the least amount of additions, tends to come out most expensive. But then it's usually the one with the most popularity, most demand ends up sometimes flipping it if it's a common or whatever the case may be. People were selling on eBay. Yeah, that's a fact. It was crazy. I mean, that was back. I think a lot of people were started selling on eBay just because there was no market. The market was down for months at a time. I think 2 months maybe. I remember that so vividly too because I bought something in the market on VeVe the night it closed. Like I bought my Starfire for $83 in the marketplace. That was my first purchase ever in the market. And then the market shut down for like 2 months, maybe a month. That was when Rizzos were like $450, $500 in the market. Oh man. That was before I started just going all in. I was only getting a few collectibles at a time. Whew, those times were crazy back then. Yeah, eBay was lit. You know what's crazy too, Punch, is like I found that like our community kind of goes with like kind of not whatever's popping, but like, we try out different NFT platforms, we're over here. And it's funny because eBay, that community on eBay was probably lit popping because of the whole VeVe community. Market was down, so we're trying to flip and stuff. A lot of people are selling eBay. If I get Winnie, I'm gonna hodl that. Yes, I think that's the one to hodl, I believe. I think both commons are the ones to hodl. Any Disney golden moment, in my opinion, is the one to hodl. But absolutely, if you had to hodl one, for me, it'd probably be Winnie the Pooh. Johnny Jig at 310. I love the first series of the Mickey Mouse NFT collection. You got to imagine how many series will be after that. Series 1, I think, will be iconic. See, Rose, I'm actually probably one of the few people that didn't end up stacking that comic. I didn't get the drop. I mean, I think it's a good comic to stack, too. I mean, shout out to Sleeping Comics, Comics and Crypto. I think they were pretty big on this one. I think they said it was pretty undervalued. But I don't have all kinds of gems. If I had thousands of gems, I would put a little bag into it. But I'm trying to stack my gems right now to see what Winnie the Pooh comes out, see what some of these other Disney golden moments come out. Didn't want to do that and then be shorter on this one. Big day. Best of luck, Johnny. Appreciate that. Shout out to my collectibles in the building. Good luck today as well, man. I hope you do well on the drop. Maybe hit a rebound or something if you strike out. Yeah, that's a good stack right there. Secret Rares came out so low, like $190, $180. Even the commons, I mean, under retail, I don't think that's the comic book to go under retail. I think it has some kind of value there. So I was surprised to see that. But again, I almost wasn't that surprised just because I knew we had the golden moments drop. I talked about on that stream of that comic book. I said, I think it is a good long-term hodl. I think it will do well long-term, but in the short term, I felt like it could get hit kind of hard just because anytime we have a big drop, especially the next day, this isn't even like next week it's happened. We have the next day golden moments, and then tomorrow we have another drop. So what's the drop strat? Hey, I'll go over it. It sounds like a good time to go over it. How much time we got to the drop? So 22 minutes, 25 seconds left. Good time to go over it. So here's the screen that you want to be on. Since it focused up, that's perfect. Okay. I'll wait till it goes to the next minute. All right, so there's different ways you can do the drop. There's obviously the spamming technique where you just, spam away with your finger. Hopefully you get, good timing. Or you can try to like snipe it, press it one time by just timing it. Boom. All right, so I like to try to time it. I call it the timing gate, rhythm gate, whatever you want to call it. I always say if you've been doing well spamming away, keep spamming it. You might have success with it. I like to try to time it. And the reason is because buy now button pops up 1 second after 0 seconds. So I always say, I think I can get in there a little bit quicker than most of the people who are waiting to see buy now pop up and then reacting to it and then clicking. I'm starting my click a millisecond before I even see buy now popping up. And I'm able to do so by staying in rhythm with that countdown and almost predicting when it's going to come up. I'll give an example in this one. I'm going to act like there's 0 minutes left and just 15 seconds. I'm clicking right above this notify me button, right below the details drop down menu. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. Might have been perfect. I think I clicked the wrong button, so I clicked the details button right here. So one thing I would stress is you do not want to click the drop down details box menu like I just did. You don't want to click it before either, because if you leave it down like I have it right here, it's going to slightly move where the buy now button pops up. So I always leave it closed just like this. And one thing you can do also to help your chances a little bit is click the notify me button right now and then back out. Oh, click the notify me button, back out, hit that store tab, go back in. And then once you do that, you're disabling that notify me button so you can't click it anymore. That way, if you're spamming away, you don't have to worry about accidentally clicking that notify me button. Or even if you're just trying to time it, you don't have to worry about accidentally clicking it. Just removes that extra button. So now you only have to worry about accidentally clicking the details drop-down menu. So that's how I do the drops. You know, I like to try to time it one time. One other thing that I think has been helping out big time with these drops is I believe sometimes that countdown will like lag behind if you're on the screen for too long. So if there was 0 minutes left and say like 42 seconds, you'll see me back out and then come back in and make sure that's coming down at a pretty good time. Now, if I feel like that's stuck on a time when I see it, I won't have a problem. I'll back out, come back in. And I felt like even that was kind of stuck on 27 seconds. So I'll come back, do it one more time. And as long as I feel like it's going down in order, I'll stay on the screen. Now, I try to make sure that I'm at least like 30, 45 seconds out, because the closer you wait to 0, the more you're playing with fire, the more you're risking it. We all know, especially with a Disney drop, the VeVe app could crash or whatever the case may be. You know, some things could happen. So about a minute left, 45 seconds, that's usually when I try to back out, just to allow myself, like, in case something happened. Ooh, yeah, low mint. 89 gems. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised, Omar. I mean, I don't even think Disney tweeted this dropout, and I'm sure there's some kind of communication there. Probably like, you know, maybe don't, you know, promote us just too hard just yet, you know, wait until we can handle a few million people pretty consistently. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I just think, you know, I can't imagine, you know, a year or two from now, when the app's able to hold, you know, millions and millions of users, I'm sure there's going to be Disney commercials advertising VeVe. Would not be surprised at all. Yeah, after tomorrow's drop, I think it really depends too when that rewind collective drop is. I think some people are confused, thinking it's another Givenchy drop, a Givenchy drop, which is just rewind collective. But it could be a big one for Women's International Month or International Women's Month. So I'm not really sure when the market's going to pick back up, but I think it's just a matter of time. R2D2 4.2K is a steal. Walt. Let's go. Walt gang. Yeah, I think R2D2 almost got up to close to 10K, didn't it? At one point. Crazy it was going up that high that fast. Yeah, I remember when R2D2 dropped in the market right afterwards. As soon as it went in the secondary, I bought one. I didn't think it was gonna dip. It went from 650. I bought mine at like 600, dipped down to 350. It's crazy too. People are like, what are you doing? You overpaid. I was like, this is R2D2. This is the first Star Wars ever. I should have just doubled down and, you know, took out another 1,000 and bought at least a few more at 300. But I was going around picking up one of each of all the whole set, one of each of the whole set. So I made sure I got Elsa, paid like 190 for Elsa. You know, I should have just doubled down back then on a bunch of duplicates, but at the time I didn't know which is going to be the best duplicates back then. Was it the hat, Elsa, the Star Wars, the Homer, and a lot of, so I just made sure I got at least one of them all and got a couple of duplicates of Homer and Bart. Later on, got that duplicate of Walt, so I felt pretty good. But, you know, if these Disney Golden Moments come out really cheap again, you know, only $100 or something like that, 150, I think only a matter of time before they skyrocket. So we'll see what happens. Not financial advice. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. My opinions only. Goofy or SR low key? Anytime I think of that secret rare low key, I think of Randy. Shout out to Randy Chavez out there. I know he's got a lot of those low key gators. Me personally, though, Gary, I think the low key, I think Marvel will do a good job at making low key gator more popular of a character. But for me personally, I don't even have Goofy, but I would say Goofy. Secret rare, first secret rare from Disney. We'll probably see a Goofy collectible one day. That's the first edition of Goofy. Secret rare, Loki. I have more confidence in Goofy, but I could be wrong on that. That's just a personal opinion. I think they'll both do well, though. Oh, okay. Goku, yeah, man. That's going to be crazy once we start getting those. If we get those, I think you guys know how I feel. I feel like we'll eventually get every license, probably. Like and share. Let's get this stream pumping. Appreciate that, Superman, big time. Yeah. Anytime we got Disney, I think a little bit more people tune in. I think a lot more people are a little bit excited than an average drop or something like that. Get some notifications. I can't read right now. App's running kind of slow. I don't think Cavell said that. Shout out to Cavell out there. Cavell Anderson. I'm sure you guys all know who he is. Big person in the community. Always dropping news, updates, and everything like that. Great reaction videos. I'm not sure. I didn't hear him say that about HRO VeVe minting DC on the blockchain. I think everybody knows that VeVe NFTs have been minted on ETH now for a while. So I don't think he said that. Or at least I didn't hear him say that. But, shout out to Hero or HRO. I think that's how you say Hero. Shout out to them. I think, I'm sure they'll do well. If it's licensed with DC, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of fans that'll probably want those trading card games. I think IMX is probably setting itself up to probably be that trading card game on the blockchain household name, I would say. But for me, that's not something that really appeals to me right now. I mean, maybe it will in the future, but I mean, shout out to them though. I think they'll do well, or I hope they'll do well. I haven't really done my due diligence of research hardcore just yet on the team or anything, so I can't positively guarantee you that they'll do well. But just my assumption, I'm sure they'll do okay. Hoping for the best of anyone out there. Looks like Punch is a fan. Robert, good luck everybody. Sway Collects, good morning. December in the building. Good luck. December Bitcoin, appreciate you tuning in as always. Imagine you get the drop today. Imagine you, Miss Rose. I mean, everybody hits who hasn't been hitting today or hasn't been hitting recently. Oh, Adam Gonzalez, 3,100 gems. I'm scared to spend it. I really want to buy the Steamboat, really. Yeah, I think it's one of those things, man, where when you have a few thousand gems, you got to be disciplined because it's so easy to just be spreading it out, buying everything you see because everything looks like a deal when you have, a few thousand gems. I would say try to be disciplined, try to let the deals come to you. Because I think that's something that isn't a personal thing. I think it's just the overall sentiment. I think that's the psychology of why they made these called gems and look like gems because it's a lot easier to spend it when they're gems, Ken Penguin, good morning. I'm going to see a lot of dubs in the chat today. Hopefully, I got the red polo on today, weekend vibes. Let's go. Button my shirt all the way up. Is that button not? I guess that last button isn't buttoned up. I'll button it up. I thought it was. There we go. My chest hairs. Second to Winnie, the best hodl is Chippendale. Oh, okay. First time we saw Chippendale. Anyone talking about Chippendale, James Robertson. I think Chippendale may be second or third, long term. Right away, being the ultra rare, I do think Chippendale will come out pretty high. Shout out to the Gale in the building. How we doing, brother? Good luck today on the drop, my man. Hopefully you hit. I got a feeling the Gale is going to hit a low mint today. I don't know if it's going to be a low mint Winnie, but it's going to be a low mint something. I got a feeling like a Chippendale or something like that. Something pretty good. I don't know why. I got a feeling. First thing I saw or first thing I thought of when the Gale came in, maybe it was the Lucky Clovers. I'm not sure, but shout out to the Gale. I hope I see a lot of dubs in the chat. I think we're starting to see a turning point, Adam. I think a lot of secret rare Spideys were bought around that 30K range, which I think surprised some people because there wasn't much buy pressure. See a lot of Todds, come off the supply. I think people are starting to buy things up a little bit. There's a lot of gems in the app, just not a lot of buy pressure right now. And again, if I had, a couple 100,000 gems, I would just be waiting to really try to game plan, research a lot of charts to try to see, what do I think the absolute bottom is? And then that's when I'd come in and scoop everything up. Christian J, spamming is the best 60% of the time. Works every time. Yeah, shout out to all the spammers out there. Hopefully, you guys do well. I'm going to be trying to time it today. Pixar full set, 580. Shout out to you for grabbing the full set. Mr. Gale. I am waiting for the golden moment dragon. Ooh. Now I'm really waiting for the sports. If that comes to VeVe one day, we get the sports golden moments. I'm gonna be so broke, but NFT rich. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, Punch, at this point. I know that's kind of been the it's kind of been, I would say, the speculation right away when we first had the VeVe drops back in November. A lot of people were speculating, the Disney Golden Moment drops in November. A lot of people were speculating, are we going to get all those 50 statues that are in the parks? And at the time, I think the sentiment was probably not. We're just going to get what's given right now. And, things change along the way. And it's looking like possibly now we could get all those that are in the park. And that also makes me a little bit more bullish, I think, even than I previously was, about the utility factor in this. You have one of these statues, you have the full set, or maybe even if you don't have the full set, have one of these statues, take a picture with the statue at Disney World, unlocks an exclusive collectible. I think a lot of people would be either renting these out, traveling to Disney for that, or even just trying to own these, because that would be huge. Gail for VeVe presidency. I think there's going to be a few people running. I do want to see that happen one day, though. I think in the VeVe verse, have different ranks and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Facts. Todd is the first DC NFT minted. It came first on GoChain. Also, it's the first Batman, so still holds significance. Absolutely, DW. And that's the thing, too. I mean, these brands, these licenses that are giving out their NFTs or the collectibles, whatever the case is, to other platforms, I mean, they know what they're giving out to VeVe. If it's first appearance, first edition, that's a thing, because it's actually coming from these brands. So that's why I'm so bullish on Todd too, because good. Like, I hope DC, releases more NFTs on different platforms one day, because I think the ones they release on VeVe are probably going to be the best. Maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm a little biased because a lot of my collectibles NFTs are on VeVe already, but I just think with Marvel, with a whole bunch of other brands, I think DC is going to want to try to compete. And so I think it's only going to be more promotion, if anything. Imagine a golden Buzz Lightyear, man. I want to see Buzz Lightyear come any day or anyway, even just in a regular outfit, spacesuit, whatever you want to call it, or all in gold too. I think all gold would make it more expensive. Two VeVe OGs in the building, JD and the Gale. Yeah, shout out to the Gale. Triple OG. I think Gale just had his VeVe birthday too recently. Maybe a week ago or something like that. March was a crazy time, man. We're going to remember March of 2021 for the rest of our lives. J East Music. Good luck. Good luck. You got 6 minutes to the drop. This is going to be a good one. I'm excited already. I already feel like I'm pressing the button too early. Yeah, absolutely. Rich Buddy. I mean, I hate the fact that I have to even repeat myself and say that too, but you never know these days. I feel like, you get attacked by certain people that may not like you, and You never know. So I just always want to put that out there because, I'm sure I have some kind of influence, whether I want to or not. And, I don't want people out there buying things just because I'm buying it. And so I always try to let people know that we all are new in this space at the end of the day. As much as some people, we all have different levels of experience, but at the end of the day, we're not professionals in this space. There's no real experts. It's such a new space. We're all learning, just some of us have more experience than others. So that's really the only thing that we're relying on is the experience and kind of our own intuition, our own gut feelings. We take losses, we take, mistakes sometimes happen, and you got to learn from those mistakes. That's why those mistakes happen. If you never made mistakes, you never learn how to fix them. I think Punch meant also let's not forget Rewind is yeah. Yep. I thought that's what you meant, man. That's the thing. Like, I think Rewind is also going to be a pretty high demand drop depending on what they drop. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those House of Cards with a very influential, famous woman on them. Excuse me. When will Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare have its day? Simone, I think honestly it will have its day big time. Probably when Series 2 comes out. I mean, this is Mickey Mouse NFT Collection Series 1. When Series 2 comes out, I'm sure it's going to look cool. It's going to look awesome. When Series 3 comes out, I'm sure it's going to look cool. It's going to look awesome. I always said maybe, second series is the colored Mickey Mouse. Maybe the third one's the colored Mickey with the Fantasia hat. Like, it's the Mickey Mouse NFT collection. But this is Series 1. I think that's why they made it black and white too. This is like the introduction to Mickey Mouse. So I think in the future of that series, you're going to have all the different variations, forms of Mickey. And they're blessing us with the opportunity to, if you're into it, maybe grab Series 1. So it's one of those where I definitely want more. I want duplicates, but you can't get duplicates of everything. That's kind of where a lot of us are at, unless you have unlimited pockets. The Gale has 3 eyes, has better advantage than us. Shout out to the Gale if he's still watching. I think he probably had a good laugh at that one. Yeah, hoping for a bit of Irish luck after Paddy's Day. Shout out to anyone who's Irish out there. I do have a little Irish in me. Oh, first time trying to time it today, K Walker. Risky. I always say, it's always kind of risky doing a different drop for the first time on a big drop like this. But here's the drop strategy for anyone trying to time a technique. Again, the buy now button is going to pop up right here, right underneath this details drop menu, and right above the notify me menu. Now, anyone trying to time it, I'm going to act like there's 0 minutes and just 15 seconds left here. Again, remember, 1 second after 0. I'm going to try to hold myself off right before I see the buy now. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Buy now. That was probably perfect. I probably would have had a good chance of getting that one. Minute 53 to the drop. Somebody go wake up Miss Rose. Yeah, shout out Miss Rose. Hopefully she's up. Ready for the drop. Hasn't tuned in, but maybe she's, maybe she's here. Low key. We could definitely be cheap, K Walker in the market. I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's go. Ivy in the building. She gets it. Hey, VeVe fam, good luck today. 3 and 2 and 1 and 0 and buy now. And that's key right there. I mean, that little trigger of the cues, the and. Anything you can do to put yourself in that rhythm, it's going to probably help yourself. It's probably going to work. 1 minute, 8 seconds. Oh, man, I'm nervous. I feel like Kobe. RIP Kobe, man. What a legend. Facts. All right. I'm going to record this one. Probably shouldn't record a Disney drop. Give myself every possibility of a good chance here. Take a sip of coffee real quick. Last sip. Get your fingers extra jittery here. All right, I'm going to back out. All right, that time it felt like it lagged on 40 seconds. And this time, see, it's already down to like 35, 33, 32, 31, 30. It felt like it just skipped a couple seconds there. So now it feels like it's, in line, in sync. 20 seconds. I'm sweating. Let's go. All right. Got to be cool. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. I think I got it. I got it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What is it? Oh my God. Winnie the Pooh. 3-digit. My heart's racing right now. Winnie the Pooh. 3-digit. Come on. Winnie the Pooh. 3-digit. Go through. I needed the process. Oh my gosh. Come on. 183, Flounder and Sebastian. I'll take it. 183. Let's go. I do feel like Kobe. Let's go. Oh my God. What rarity is this? A rare. Wow. So right away. All right. Oh man. All right. So right away, I obviously want to keep it, but it's not the one I wanted. So right away, I'm thinking, do I sell this low mint for a premium, buy back the floor if it dips, but use the gems to buy the Winnie the Pooh? Oh my gosh. Let's go. Shout out. Wait, I did save this. So far, Lord of the Realm called it. Ready to watch you get one on drop and one rebound. Calling it now. I just need the rebound now. Now, I probably normally wouldn't go for a rebound since I got one. But Lord of the Realm, I'm going to try to make sure that you manifested this. I'm going for the rebounds today. No, my buy now button. It's gone. You know what? I still have a feeling, though. I'm going to try to exit out and come back in every 4 minutes and see if I get lucky somehow. Wow. How we do, y'all? Johnny West Coast. Poca Lee. Getsy in the building. Those jitters got me going. Let's go. I try to tell you guys exactly how I get it, Simone. Meiji got a dub. Let's go. Johnny Boy. Robert, let's go. Sway collects, let's go. Ivy, let's go. Holy cow. Omar, let's go. I'm sorry for all the L's, man, but got a lot of dubs. K Walker with the dub. All right, are you guys all timing it or did you guys spam? Like, let me know in the chats now. Right, timing dub or spamming dub or yeah, what a mint. Unbelievable. Oh, don't be hating though, Gio. It hurts to see you have the opportunity to profit thousands. The thing is, though, I'm not even profiting. I'm holding most of these. I mean, I just sold one of the drops that I got. I just sold the Mac on deck. The one I got on the drop Mac on deck. The ultra rare that wasn't that expensive. The gold one. The weapon set, the ultra rare. I just sold that one. That was one of the drops that I got. I hate selling anything I get on the drop, but the thing is, Gio, I hold most of the things I get on the drop though. But I understand it is probably frustrating seeing, the potential of profiting a bunch if I was to, continue to flip these. But Jabe's system didn't even load up. It's a dub. Shout out to you, Alexis. Let's go. My price prediction on this one is tough. You know, I'm going to pay attention to how the market opens up. I think that's going to dictate everything. This is crazy. I'm so happy right now. Gio, the thing is though, my man, like I teach people how to get these drops. Like so many people hit today. Obviously, a lot of people still don't hit, but I feel like Ivy definitely has learned how to do the timing pretty well. Like anything that can put you in a rhythm. Let's go, W. Timon and Pumbaa, that's a good one. Shooter got a dub. Man, I brought my tissues with me today. So, so if I have to blow my nose, I may blow my nose, but at least I got some tissues today. I had to bring them down. Let's go, Martin G. Whoa, I got the ultra rare. Hey, even if you don't know what you got though, Johnny boy, as long as you got, the one pending order, as long as you got one. This is insane. I'm so happy. Hey Paz, appreciate you big time for tuning in today, my man. Shout out to Pazmanian Devil. Let's go. Paz has been someone just like December, been here since day one, showed support. When I was only getting a couple of people on the stream, back in the day, a year ago, probably last summer. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Remy, let's go. I'm so glad you got one. W on the flounder. So NV Assassin. I'm pretty sure you got one. So if you go back and come back into the store section and you have that red bar that says one order pending delivery, that means that you got one and you just have to wait till it gets delivered. Oh man. Let's go. I'm so happy. Let's go. Kent got a dub on the spamming. Let's go. Timing dub, 2 spam dubs. Let's go. That's why I said the opportunity. No, I understand, Gio. Like I'm sure it is probably frustrating seeing someone constantly keep hitting when you can't. I understand, brother. I just try my best to show people exactly what I do just to try to help. I really want to help those people that can't hit ever. Like probably you. You haven't hit in a long time, Gio. Miss Rose, December. Like some of these people haven't hit in months, like not one. And it's like there has to be something that I feel like I feel helpless. I feel like I should be able to do something. Oh my god. Let's go. This is crazy. I just posted to my story. Let's go. How do you get most of these drops? BJ's. It all started with Nightwing. My first drop ever. I got 2 of them. I don't know, man. Season 1 though, I would say season 1 is where I struggled the most on these drops. I know I got 2 Nightwings on my first drop ever. I got the last drop of season 1, the Dragon Girl, but that whole midst in between there, I feel like I didn't get 1 drop. Ultraman, DeLoreans, like I couldn't get the drops. Literally the worst drop person ever. That's when I spent so much money in the market, and so many people were like, "Dude, you have all these collectibles. Teach me how you get the drops." I was like, "No. I don't ask me for drop tips because I'm buying all these in the market." Then season 2 hit. I still don't think I was doing great. Comic-Con weekend hit. I think that's when they changed the drop system. If someone can try to find out for sure, because I'm pretty sure they changed the drop system around that time or Comic-Con weekend. Or if they didn't, I don't know what happened because I got that's when it started. Comic-Con weekend, I got every single drop besides Lucky. And then I feel like I figured out the drop technique. And ever since then, I've been on an absolute tear. My drop percentage is probably, it's got to be like 70%, 50%, 60%. I think it's over 50%, to be honest. Like, go on my Instagram. And I start posting on my story and saving it to highlights on my Instagram page called Drop King. And my first one was the first comic book arc. That's when I start, I was on a 10 missed drop cold streak. The first comic book arc, part 1, I hit, and then I caught fire again. I do the timing thanks to you, fam. I used to spam, but you've converted me. Let's go. Shout out to Remy. That sounds, amazing. I love hearing that. I appreciate that big time. And again, anyone out there spamming, doing well, keep doing whatever works, don't fix what's not broken. But I feel like, anyone who's been struggling a little bit, that's when I usually say, maybe try the timing technique if the spamming doesn't work for you, or vice versa. Let's go. Maverick couldn't have done it any smoother. And that's the thing, I feel like plenty of times where people probably timed it perfect, it won't get distributed to them. So I feel like the key is to just consistently time it perfect. I don't know. December, like I can't figure out why you and Miss Rose and a couple other people just can't ever get it. Got the dub. Let's go, Kasumashu. Pending order. Yeah, that means you definitely got something. Zachary Roy, I crushed it on the drop today, my man. I got a low mint too. Let me go over the replay. I haven't even. Oh my gosh. My boy hit 2 today, but he didn't get it. Let me tell you his story. He just texted me. Shout out to my boy Tyler Gear, VeVe Chusk. If you're watching right now, I'm reading your story. Sorry to reiterate it, but he said, so I hit it. Went to buy the gems. As soon as the gem buy was successful and hit okay, I got an error and lost my reservation. I bought 60 gems for nothing. Oh my God. I would. No way. So he got to the reserve order and exited out. So he bought the gems for nothing. Oh my gosh. Man, so my boy did not have good luck today. New to this. Hit buy button like 3 times and it would say attempting to secure but didn't get anything. Yeah, Ricardo, shout out to you for just joining VeVe. It sells out in like an instant second, half a second. So a lot of us who are trying to time it perfectly, you have to time it as soon as the buy pops up. Like I'm trying to actually not even react to buy now popping up. I'm starting my click a millisecond before I even see buy now pop up. And that's why I feel like I'm able to get in there a tiny bit before the majority of the people. I'm going to take a look right now at some of these collectibles to see my thought process on how it's going to open up in the market. Oh boy. So Winnie the Pooh, 12,364 still have to be delivered. Flounder, 7,718 still have to be delivered. So at this rate, it feels like it's going to open up. The market's going to open up with only a couple collectibles in there, and prices are going to start out really high. And then as more and more people get their collectible distributed, I think a lot of these will dip. Maybe not Winnie the Pooh, though. Winnie the Pooh may only dip a little bit. Same with Timon and Pumbaa, and the others may dip a little bit more, I think. I'm thinking. Damn. Let's go, MSC squad. He's been on a. You've been crushing it. What are you? 3 in a row? 2 in a row? MSC squad. Did you time that one? Are you timing it, or you been spamming lately? L8. So I missed on the Aston Martins. I've only hit 2 golden moments. I mean, just to hit any golden moments, I think is a blessing, though. So I'll say that too. Yeah, I hit the 1 golden moment on a rebound, the first golden moments I dropped, and then I hit Iron Man as well. Did not hit the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin is the ones that I bought in the market. I did hit a secret rare Black Panther in the blind box. I did hit the the Croc, the FA Batman in the Croc. I did hit the Pilly Ultra, the Pilly. I sold that one too, the Ultra Rare, the Pilly Fantasy. That was one where I got the full set, but I was running out of gems, and I was like, you know what? I don't love the Pilly Fantasy, so that's one I think I'm okay with letting go of. So I did. I sold the Ultra Rare, that one. To even go on top of that, Geo, I mean, you do have a point. I mean, I understand how it looks. It does look like, how do you always get these drops? But I mean, the only secret rare that I hit in the blind box was that Black Panther. It was a recent one though. I did hit the secret rare Captain America on the drop, hit the secret rare Spider-Man on the drop. But again, those were back when the old drop system was there before the blind boxes, and you had a chance to go after each rarity you wanted. And so I was crushing the drops, and so I went for that secret rare on both of them. And I did hit on both. And it's one of those things, man, where I feel like the drops have somewhat, it's like poker in my eyes. Like, you need a lot of luck, but I feel like there's some things that you can do to help increase your chances. Like, there has to be a reason why I'm consistently hitting these. I feel like my strategy has to be somewhat accurate of what I'm doing. But again, there also has to be a reason why some of these people are doing exactly what I'm doing, and they just haven't hit in months too. So the part that I'm really frustrated about, Geo, is that I feel helpless on some people. Like, a lot of people, I feel like you've seen in the chats that I've helped them get these drops with the timing technique, but there's still a few people out there that I feel like it's a crappy situation just because I do feel helpless with a few people. BDK, I got one today, my man. I used the JD one tap timing coffee gate. Let's go. Yes, JE's finally got one. Danny with the shot, 1745. That's a good one. Won the drop with one tap again. Back-to-back drops make me feel like JD. Katsu Bachu, let's go. Yeah, Kelvin, I don't know what's going on. You've been struggling big time in Florida. I don't know why, man. Kelvin, don't give up though, brother. I know it's probably frustrating. You're getting to that point right now, probably where you're feeling frustrated. Don't give up though, brother. Your first hand experience with this. It is such a great feeling, Katsumacho, isn't it? Where you literally just time it once, pressing it one time, and you get the drop. It's hard to beat that feeling. I'll tell you that right now. I'm kind of torn right now mentally. I'm kind of torn mentally if I should let it go or not. This is how mad people are right now. Come on, I really want this to focus up. The username is literally iBot. We're not going to speak on how most people with 100 plus collectibles get every drop almost. And this Johnny Dunn dude always posts on his IG story, Drop King. If I saw that comment on VeVe and it wasn't a screenshot, I'd reply with drop in the crown emoji. I love these drops so much. It's unbelievable. Like for the first time in my life after college baseball, I feel like I get to, for a split moment in time, I get to compete against the whole world again. Like, oh man. I didn't get the green truck, but I have a pending and they took my money, so I'll get a 2-for-1 dopamine hit for today's drop all the way for my surprise. Shout out to you, Ivy. I mean, I'm impressed incredibly too because you took the information, you kind of made it your own with your own little cue system with the 3 and 2 and 1 and by now. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. My system is just counting it down exactly the way it is. I have a little pause in between each one. I literally go 3, 2, 1, and I just got it down that way. But any way you can kind of shape it into your own, I'm impressed. I'm happy to see it. And I just want to say appreciate you big time because you know how many people to this day are just pissed off that I keep getting these drops and refuse to tune into the lives or refuse to take anything I say seriously and try these things. But you didn't do that. You took the time to understand what I'm saying, pick my brain, kind of morph it into your own strategy. And now it's working for you. So Appreciate you big time. Got a rare with the spam. Shout out to you, Cody. I didn't get that one today. A lot of people spammed and hit it today, so shout out to you guys. The screen changed up on me and went lower. Did they change something? Are you talking about the buy now audible? So I'm thinking right away you probably accidentally brought down the description box menu. I'm not sure if you did or not, but for me, that was something in the early days that I didn't even know was a thing. I think it was you guys in the chat that told me, because back then I didn't know if you brought down the details box menu, it would change where the buy now button pops up. If you guys can remember, that's why back then I didn't like when the buy now button would flash up, because I didn't understand why it would always be slightly in a different spot. So back then I used to like when the buy now was there and you didn't have to worry about that. Now I understand you can't even touch the description box. Like, don't bring it down. As soon as you bring that description box down, for whatever reason, it slightly moves where the buy now button flashes up. So as long as you leave that up and you don't click it to bring down more details, it should be the same spot every single time. Yeah, people are mad, Ronnie. Jacob, that's a hole, brother. Miss Rose. So I didn't get the one I wanted, but I mean, shoot, I got one of them. I got the Flounder and Sebastian, but I got a low mint. Let's go. So I've been thinking about, I don't think, oh yeah, 183. Let's go. Crazy low mint. I've been thinking about, maybe do I sell this right away in the market, buy Winnie, buy this one back when the floor hits? If I post this on Twitter, can you imagine the uproar? I legit feel like Tom Brady right now. People are gonna hate that I said that, but it's the truth. Like, people hate Tom Brady because they see him win year after year. It's like, oh, Tom Brady won again. It's like, how you it should be inspiring, motivating. If I can hit so many times, you definitely can hit. Like, oh man. But yeah, Miss Rose, I got a low mint, low mint rare. Pretty happy about it. Yeah, I agree, Ivy. That system's always hit or miss. It's always kind of risky to do that. I just think my buddy didn't have enough gems to preload it, and so he went for it. He got it, and then that happened. It's like, god dang. I should kind of get risky and probably sell my low mint right away, which I hate selling things I get on the drop. I should sell it right away. Buy Winnie the Pooh. Buy this one when it dips. But I may end up just completing the set. Pat Cassidy, what up, fam? What up? And it's true too. Like, some people, they'd rather believe wild, crazy conspiracy theories than rather just believe the truth. Why? Because the truth hurts sometimes. People would rather believe a conspiracy theory than think, wow, Johnny could actually be good at something. Think about that. People don't want to think that. It's crazy. Stop hating. Yeah, appreciate that, Ronnie. Like, that's the thing. Like, I can literally do these drops, not stream them. Imagine me getting all these drops and I didn't stream them. Could you imagine the conspiracy accusations, the comments, the uproar then? Yeah, here we go. I only get special treatment when I hit the drop. When I miss the drop, everything's good and dandy, good and dandy, right? Because I missed. Ken W, let's go. See, these are the comments I appreciate so much, man. 100% would not be as successful without JD's tips and tricks. Let's go. People get big salty. And Kent, just little feedback statements like this, man, means so much to me, because that's what I'm doing on here. This is what I'm trying to do. Like, I realize I'm getting these drops at an insane rate compared to most people. So I'm trying to show everybody how I'm able to do this. The same way with VeVe. Like, I showed the world VeVe before I was able to even collect VeVe NFTs. Think of how unselfish that is. If you look on Gary Vee's Instagram account, go to his post March 1st. Go to all his posts, scroll all the way down on Gary Vee's Instagram, and look at all of his posts from March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And you're going to see comments from Johnny Dunn saying, go all in on VeVe, or just spamming VeVe. And that was before I even had money to be able to buy these VeVe NFTs, but I knew how big it was going to be. So instead of just being selfish and not telling the world and grabbing every single collectible, I told the entire world. I went on a marketing campaign and told the whole world about VeVe before I was even able to collect VeVe NFTs myself. So it's like the same thing with these. I'm getting all these drops. So instead of being quiet, not telling the world how I'm able to get all these drops and continuously get these drops, I'm saying, you know what? I've done great on these drops. Let me help out the entire world and show the whole world how I'm able to get these drops. Now, if it doesn't help you, then I'm sorry. It doesn't help you. Keep doing it your way. But there's been so many people where it's helped out big time. And so, Ken W, I just want to say I appreciate these statements big time, man. Servers under heavy load. I don't think I got that this time. Market might be open, so I'm going to check right now. Market's still down. Winnie the Pooh, yeah, 11,000 Winnie the Pooh still have to be delivered. So I have a feeling when the market's open, if it opens soon, it's going to come out pretty expensive. I appreciate this, Gail, big time, bro. What you just said, I appreciate that. Could you imagine, bro, if I was doing this well in these drops and I decided, no, I'm not going to stream. I'm not going to tell you guys how I'm doing the drops. Could you imagine what would be happening if that was the case? When drop badge. I really do hope we do have a drop badge or like a 3D, NFT of a trophy or something like that, or something you can sport on your VeVe page or profile. Because I think it would help people. It would gamify their drops. People would say, "Oh, but then just entice bot accounts," but it really wouldn't, because there's no way VeVe would give a NFT, a free NFT, to a bot account to show off that they're spamming or they're botting the drops. Like, they would obviously give it to a real account, and this way it would entice people to go for these commons on some drops, or maybe some drops that aren't that much, like, that don't have that much demand, but maybe some people are close to the top percentage and they want to go for that drop to maybe get a trophy. I feel like that could be a thing in the future, but we don't really know, because there could be just so many drops to where it's not that big of a deal to get the drop in the future. But then it could be even harder just to get one drop in the future because of the new drop system. So I don't know, but I'm excited. I can't believe I got one. Lord of the Realm. I might hook you up with Lord of the Realm. What is your VeVe username? If you're still watching, I didn't get a rebound, but I think you might have manifested it today. He said one of the first comments on the stream today, ready to watch you get one on the drop and one rebound. See, I felt like my fingers would help it focus, but maybe not. Unbelievable, man. People are salty, man. Let's go. Pat Cassidy, you and your girl both got the drop with no Wi-Fi. That's amazing. Yeah, Blue Blackbee. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've gotten the drop with that heavy load message. So I would say just because it's a heavy load doesn't mean it's preventing you from getting the drop, though. It may feel like that, but it's definitely still possible to get the drop when that happens. The secret sauce. I tell you guys my secret sauce, Coach Jeff. Market's still down. You got to drink a little bit of coffee right before Coffee Gate. I think the key, though, is backing out with like 45 seconds left. Good karma. Let's go, Ryan Romatek. Again, I always try to shout you out, my man, because I know, the vault builders, the vaultaholics out there. You guys put in a lot of work. I know how hard it is to make a lot of these showrooms. So I always try to show them some love, because I feel like it's a thing that kind of doesn't get as much credit because of how much time we have to spend on these things. So, if you guys want to check out some amazing vaults, definitely go check out Ryan Romatek's YouTube channel. He posts a lot of his vaults in there. I'm sure he's got even more, but it probably crashes a lot on the VeVe app still. So, if you ever want to get surprised, make sure you put those notifications on for his YouTube channel as well. You never know when he might upload a new vault. Josh B, Johnny, you are the man. I don't care who's salty. Wait until they know I only put in $235 total in August and have made thousands in gems. They'll pour all their salt on me instead of you. Let's go, Josh B. Bro, I appreciate that so much because, as many of the negative comments I get, I usually try to just laugh it off or shrug it off. But I mean, it gets a lot sometimes. So these comments definitely, make it all worth it. I appreciate that big time. Because it's funny, like these people only get salty when they miss the drop and I get the drop. But if they hit the drop and I don't get the drop, it's normal. It's supposed to how it's be. There's nothing wrong, right? It's only a scam or it's only, rigged when I get the drop and they miss. But if they get it and I miss, it's crickets. I don't hear anything. Let's go. Absolutely. I mean, I haven't hit a drop for 4 months now, and I'm not salty either way. Why can't you be happy for someone? I'm laughing over here, enjoying seeing people get dubs. Miss Rose, hit the nail on the head. And this is why I appreciate you so much, too, because, I'm sure it does get frustrating. You see all these people hit, you want to get a drop, too. It's been months, 4 months. Like, that's an extreme, a long time, You and December both. And so, I mean, usually good people, get happy when they see other people happy or they do well. Miserable people, people upset, frustrated with personal things tend to usually get upset when they see other people happy. And, that's why I always say I feel bad for those that really do, voice their opinion, who get really, lash out, get just really toxic, negative energy because it's like, dang, my success makes you that angry, man. I feel bad, whatever you're going through in life, because it shouldn't be like that, And that's why I always try not to get too upset with people too, because you never know what people are going through in life. And so, yeah, that's unfortunate. That happened to my buddy. Trying to keep an eye on the market because I know it's going to open up soon. And I don't really have my decision made up yet. I always talk about having a plan. I'm kind of torn right now. Every time I think about when this conspiracy started, is you could take it back all the way to day one. Like, I just got done telling this to some people right now. I mean, the conspiracy started drop one. I got 2 Nightwings. Like, if you guys weren't familiar with how that Nightwing drop went, talk to some people who have had experience, maybe got the Nightwing drop, missed the Nightwing drop. Ask if it was possible to get 2 Nightwings. Almost impossible. So I feel like a combination of luck and combination of just figuring out what the drop system is these days, because I think it's changed since back then to where it is now. So, I mean, people are going to hate no matter what. I mean, I'm kind of used to it. It's one of those things where it's crazy how, like I always said, I didn't find VeVe. VeVe found me. Like, that's how it felt. It felt like the universe attracted us together at the same time because, I tell people, or if I was to tell people back in my hometown, like, I do tell people, but they don't understand what VeVe is just yet. They don't believe in it. They're like, oh, it's just gems, digital Batman. But like, once they understand what this is, they're gonna just say the same thing. Like, of course, Johnny found VeVe season 1. Like, that's just how it's always been. For whatever reason, I've been just grateful and blessed, and man, baseball vibes. Let's go. feel like you got to have a space in there. Like Ivy uses a 3 and 2 and 1 and 0, and that's helped her a tremendous amount. But for me, I just do a pause. Like I just stay in. I can just stay in rhythm. I don't know if it's a music background or not. I feel like it's almost not the music, just because that kind of came out of like nowhere in 2018 type thing. But maybe a few years doing music that kind of helped a little bit. I don't know, but hey, appreciate that. We got APB in the house. Let's go. Appreciate that big time. Yeah, the mint number is definitely crazy. Additions. Yeah, I should flip it quick and get 2 poo. That's 100% what I should do. So I'm trying to get in there, see what the marketplaces are going to be, because I do think the market's going to be kind of high right away and then kind of work its way down as it gets undercut, saturated. But I think Winnie the Pooh will have big demand. Oh, man. What's up with all these retracted messages? Where do you see them, Kelvin? I can't see any messages that get retracted. So if anybody deletes a message, I can't see it. Yeah, I probably was texting a message. That's what I do. You guys are hilarious. Anyone know when season 3 is supposed to end? We don't know, Ivy, but I imagine in this update video that Comey's going to post sometime midweek this week, they're probably going to say when season 3 is going to end. It's going to be hashtag soon. I would imagine next month or two, maybe. A lot still have to be delivered. Winnie the Pooh, 10,000 still have to be delivered. The prices are going to come out high, I think. You guys are wild. Yeah, just in case. I mean, market's still closed, so. Maverick, I appreciate this. Johnny, people just gotta realize you hitting 1 out of like 50,000 editions does not alter their odds at getting one. It's just built up frustration though, Maverick. Like that's really what it is. It feels like, when people constantly strike out, I can imagine that definitely does get frustrating. And then when they tune in and see I just keep hitting them, like it has to rub them the wrong way, like Gio said earlier. So I can understand the frustration for sure. Noble Matt is trying to get the first dub today. Hopefully you get one on the rebound or something like that. I know it's going to be kind of tough because it's a little bit late now, but just immaculate timing JD has. I think I just got it down. Looks like Lisa Met got a dub. I just defended your name on the VeVe app. Crazy, bro. Let's go. Punch. Appreciate y'all big time. I mean, haters are going to hate, like this is Tom Brady gets hate. Why? Because he's bad? No, because he's good and he wins a lot. It's just unfortunate because that's the thing, right? It's not just you win one time, people hate you. You win second time, people are like, yay. But it's when you constantly keep winning and it's when they're not, they see you constantly keep winning. It feels unfair. I get the frustration. Who are we if we don't try? You gotta at least try. Market's open? Are you fooling me? You fooling me, Lisa Met? Yeah, I think he's fooling me. Got me. Cat. Hey, Johnny boy, appreciate you always tuning in, my man. That's Johnny West Coast. Yeah, exactly. With the new system, I think people will still get upset because I probably will have a decent amount, a lot of Master Collector Program points. So I feel like, especially the first 6 months, people will probably be like, "You got another drop, dude. Cool." Like, oh man. User since January, and I struck out like 20 drops in a row until I started tuning into JD's live. I learned time gate, back out gate, and spamming. All learned from you, JD. Much appreciated, brother. Wow, let's go, Robert. Means a lot, my man. And you guys know I'm not really all about the spamming technique. There's other YouTubers out there. Like I know Vault. He's big on the spamming technique. You know, I think everybody does the spamming technique, really. I know Taps Trades, he does lives too. You can tune into his lives. Randy, Kyle, if I'm Pirates does YouTube videos. I don't know if he does the live drops, but you know, Andy. You know, Andy's an amazing YouTuber too. You know, I'm probably forgetting a ton off the top of my head right now, but you know, tune into other people, see what their strategy is, and try to pick their brain and see if you can incorporate something what they're doing into yours. You know, I appreciate that, Robert, big time, man. It means a lot. Some Stanley talking trash about you on Twitter. I'm in cahoots with VeVe. It's funny. I'm only in cahoots, and it's only rigged when I get the drop. When I don't get the drop, I'm not in cahoots, and it's not rigged. It's still closed. Still closed. The Angel, I did get the drop. No, not that. Not that. Not that. So many left to be delivered. I think prices are going to come out pretty expensive, I would say. Good things happen to good people. That's the truth, man. I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my life, but the main thing is I never gave up, man. You know, just kept pushing. Even when I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you just have blind faith to keep putting one foot in front of the other. You'll get to the destination where you belong. Yeah. Yeah, crazy mid pack Cassidy. Crazy mid. It's definitely the best mid I've gotten on a Disney drop for sure. Man, I want this market to open. This is gonna be crazy when the market opens. Oh, market's open. Oh man. All right, my chip, my Flounder and Sebastian. Let's see what my low mint's going for right now. 180 is going for 700. Wow, I could probably get like 700, 800 for right now. Chippendale's $3.95. What's Winnie the Pooh? $4.30 is Winnie the Pooh. Timon and Pumbaa is $2.30. Wow, that seems way too cheap. $2.99. Whew. $2.45 is Timon and Pumbaa. $2.40. Cogsworth and Lumiere's $2.15. Man, that seems even cheap. I'm gonna go around buying some of these, but so many have to be delivered still. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens here with prices. I'm not too sure what's gonna happen here. So Winnie the Pooh, there's still 9,603 remaining to be delivered. Oh man. Let's see here though. Ultra rares up to 550 already. Timon and Pumbaa just seems way too cheap if you ask me. Trying to buy them on the floor, but just I just can't get them. Oh man. Some of these came out cheaper than I thought. Some a little bit more expensive. Winnie the Pooh down to $3.90. Chippendale 500. Flounder and Sebastian is 200 is the price. $131 mint for Flounder and Sebastian's going for 700. I can get near like 1,000 for my low mint. Probably too late to be going for rebounds now since it's open. Appreciate that. Market open, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, Robert. I think the frustration or the hate just comes from built up frustration right now. Delays, market's down, Omi's down, them not getting dropped. It's just, I'm an easy target for people to lash out on. It's easier for people to say it's rigged. He's in cahoots with the VeVe team. It's easier to say that than to say, dang, maybe I'm not as good as JD at these drops. I'm just kidding. A lot of it's luck, but I feel like it's easier to say that than that. They call you Drop King, but I call you the human bot. Shout out to Freaky Wayne. Let's go, MSC squad. Huge drop today. The $5 Chippendale. Oh man. Glad I brought some tissues down here. Still don't want to completely blow my nose, but it's strange. It's like runny but congested. So that tells me it's like some kind of. You guys are probably right. I am probably allergic to some kind of mold in my walls or something. But what are you gonna do? It's part of the grind. This is before the come up. This is JD before the new house. JD before the new basement. I do want to get a Timon and Pumbaa. Oh, man, it's hard because I try my best to just buy off actual real accounts. But especially as soon as the drop happens, by the time you check it out, you're probably going to be too late. That's the downside. Foxworth. So, 875. That's probably gonna be gone by the time I buy it. Yep, gone. Seems like they're gonna hit retail price. I don't think they're gonna hit retail price. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to you, Zachary Roy, from the Palace. Shout out to the Palace gang, all the Palace boys. You guys aren't following the Palace on YouTube, make sure you guys follow the Palace. I'm sure there's a lot of people back then, Kendrick, saying to buy a Bitcoin, but it was probably just, a lot of people, the world wasn't ready for Bitcoin. I mean, even I found Bitcoin back then, but I didn't dive down the rabbit hole back then. And I think it all worked out for, the right reasons, because you never know. Who knows? Maybe I always feel like life works out, everything's for a reason, because you never know. Maybe I got into Bitcoin, back in the day when I first found it in 2012. And then, never know. Maybe that big crash would have had my mentality a different outlook by the time I found VeVe and Omi. Maybe I would have been burned out or would have been against it because of that. So I think it all worked out the way it was supposed to. Because by the time I found VeVe, I was ready to go all in. And man, oh man, I am so glad I did. Yeah, pretty low. Winnie the Pooh. Man, my mint number just got stolen. I wanted that 11777. Oh, it's back up. This guy keeps delisting it and listing it. It's a private account, so I guess I don't mind not buying it, but I like that number 11777. If it hits the floor, that'd be insane. I'm a fan of the Disney Golden Moments. I think anytime they come out cheap, I think it's an opportunity. We saw Bart, Simpson, and Homer come out at $70. And I was trying to buy one at the floor for the longest time. Shout out to anybody who remembers those days. Buying the floor of the Bart and Homer and the skateboard was impossible. I saw it come out at $65. Couldn't buy one at 70, 75, 80. I was scrolling down. I was like, what's going on? Trying to buy one at like 90, 100. I said, okay, you know what? The first ever NFT licensed by Disney. Obviously, the argument is it the real character, etc., whatever the case. But at the time, I was like, okay, FA of Bart and Homer first Disney NFT release. This is gonna be $1,000 minimum. So I went down, scrolled down, bought a $200 collectible at the time. The floor was like $80, and it was only because it was the only one I could actually buy. I couldn't get into without it being like too late. So I said, you know what? I believe in this one. I'm gonna scroll down, pay a little bit more than the floor, and it end up working out big time because obviously Bart and Homer is a little bit more than $200 right now. I understand a lot of people thinking it's like devaluing the golden moments, but I just think this is another good opportunity. Because I mean, the way it is, I mean, these are characters in the world that everybody is familiar with. So eventually they're going to be out digitally. So I always think, would you rather them be on Disney or on VeVe or somewhere else? You know. I think I was watching some other YouTubers the other day and heard them kind of talk about that same sentiment. I'm not sure if it was Cavell's video or not, but they basically talked about that same thing, and I completely agreed. I think Winnie the Pooh at 250, that could be a steal. Everyone I try to buy, it's just too late. Dang it. Let's go. I'm just hodling the one I got on the drop. I may end up you may see it once the stream is done, everything on sale in the market. My game plan would just that's if the prices get pretty expensive, and I would just buy back the floor. I think this is gonna, when the market starts to pump again, I think these will start to pump too. These are big time characters coming out pretty cheap. It's kind of how I thought though, come out for a certain price, work its way down. It's gonna hit a floor once these are all delivered, and then that's when I think the ones that have a demand, probably like Winnie the Pooh, I could see them start to go back up then. The floor is 219, but I think the real floor is like 289. Maybe it's 220. Yeah, every time weird. Yeah, it's like 310 on Winnie the Pooh, but it keeps dropping to like 220. People list, and then that gets bought up right away. Wow, JT, Joshua Tran said, man, I missed that first ever Disney drop. I remember standing outside in the freezing cold for 40 minutes, and I finally hit a Homer and Bart. That drop was crazy. That was such a crazy time, man. And when we got Disney and Disney was dropping for the first time, I mean, this is something that, the OGs, when we were here last March, this time last year, just speculating on all the brands that VeVe has. Like one day we'll have Marvel. Can you imagine if we have Disney? Oh man. So you do get Disney Plus, but Gary, I'm not sure with these. I don't think this is in celebration of the Disney Plus Day. I think these are just the Disney duos. The utility that was dropped with the first golden moments was in celebration of Disney Plus Day. So anyone who got those drops also was able to redeem. I never even redeemed mine. I should have. I couldn't find the email though. But excuse me. But anyway, you could have redeemed it by your email and got either like a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription to Disney Plus. And that's what made me think, since Disney owns ESPN, why would they not release something with the utility of ESPN Plus? And since ESPN's all sports, I was like, oh man, that means sports golden moments are going to be coming one day. Oh, I hope. As a sports fan, it's just something that I've been speculating on. Yeah, but once pump hits, it's over. Facts. Noble Matt, I agree. I think the floors in a lot of these collectibles are just so thin. The supply is really low in a lot of these, even though some have been dropping, like Nightwing. Nightwing's price has dropped a little bit, a pretty good amounts, 1.1K. But there's only 42 available. It does not take months for that thing to go up there. So that's kind of why I've been hesitant to let go of my third one. It's so low to where I'm like, do I pick up a fourth Nightwing? I thought about it, but I'm just probably going to hold. Golden Moment's kind of ruined my gem bag. So, but I think having all those golden moments, depending on how many there are one day, I mean, the more there are, the harder it is to collect. But I'm going to try to go for it. Shout out to Pineapple Gang. I just don't want to get copyrighted by the music. But Ken Penguin, you're right. I'm going to talk to him after this stream and see, what songs I can play that won't get copyrighted, and then we'll play definitely some Pineapple in the future on all these live streams. If you guys don't know who Pineapple Gang is, shout out to It's Wonderful. New album that's out, Non-Fungible. Definitely go check that out. Spotify, Apple Music. I think it's on every platform, streaming platform. Actual music NFTs as well in OpenSea. It's Wonderful with a Z. It's Wonderful. And then the album is called Non-Fungible. Shout out to Pineapple Gang. Let's go. Your boy may be featured on a couple of those songs. VeVe Vault and Gary V. Shout out to It's Wonderful. Yeah, Gary, I think not just in NFTs as a whole, probably just because it's another market where it goes up and down, but really with VeVe, because we saw a huge run up, all-time highs mid-January, I want to say. And then, of course, there's obviously going to be a retracement happening. Anytime there's a huge pump like that, get the all-time highs. Obviously, a little bit retracement's natural, normal, before another run-up. We just don't know when that run-up's going to be. Oh, man, I can't believe I hit the drop, though. Woo! Not my favorite, but, save me a few $100 there. Got a low mint. Let's see what the 180s are going for now. All right, yeah, so like maybe $500 I could probably get. Again, I'm just gonna hold it. I think I'm gonna hold it until maybe those get near 1,000, and then I'll probably sell it, buy back the floor, depending what that floor is. Just remember, I bought Elsa at like 190. Oh man, I remember saying back then I should have bought a few of them. I think that's gonna be like Winnie the Pooh. It's gonna be like Donald Duck. It's gonna be like Bart. Anything under 1,000 that's a main character, main FA. I think they're gonna do well. Not financial advice. I'm just gonna hold for now too. Yeah, Pooh running up a little. Yeah, if Pooh dips, in the 200 range, I'm gonna try to get a duplicate. Maybe I even think in the 300 range is solid long term, in my opinion. But just because I don't have a lot of gems right now, if it dips like 250, I'll probably get another one. Maybe that's a good stacking point. I feel like. Because I think more people would like the Disney Golden Moments drop than maybe the Mars drop. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh's at 330 right now. I'd be surprised if it dips in the 200 range again. But you never know, could. I see Pooh at least 500, I think. But yeah, Ken Penguin said, thanks for the stream. Have a great day and congrats. Yeah, I'm going to be signing off now. Appreciate you guys big time for coming on the stream today. Shout out to anyone who got a, drop today. Unfortunate for those that are still struggling. I feel so bad because I feel helpless. I feel like I can always usually provide some kind of tip or something, but some of these people are still struggling for a few months. Miss Rose, December. MSC Squad holding, not selling at these prices. Bots holding, floor down, patience. And see, shout out to you, MSC Squad, for saying this, because before I go, I want to touch on this. That's kind of my sentiment too. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I try my best to make sure I buy off of real people, but it's tough sometimes, just because if you're sniping for that low mint, by the time you check if it's a real person, it's probably going to be too late. So I can understand if you don't. But I do think bots could be holding the floor price down on a lot of these. Which some people can complain about, or some people can take advantage of, I mean, people always want the low prices, but as soon as they're all low, people freak out, and that could be a huge opportunity. So appreciate you saying that, MSC Squad. Definitely think patience needs to be had for a lot of these too, just the space in general. I mean, that's the thing about crypto NFTs. Everybody's so tuned into the micro all the time. I think it's important to maybe take a step back sometimes, do a different hobby here and there just to get your mind off of everything that's going on in the micro. Because obviously it's going to be volatility in the micro, ups, downs. But I can tell you one thing, in the macro, a huge trend upwards. So sometimes it's always important, if you feel like you've been too into things, maybe take a little break, take a step out. Give my man some love and like the live. Appreciate that, Jay, big time. Maybe if you like the video, you get blessed for the next drop. We've seen that happen so many times, but obviously it helps out my channel grow big time. With that being said, appreciate you guys big time for tuning in today. The likes, the subscriptions, the comments, all helps out big time. Appreciate all of you. A lot of dubs in the chat. Glad to see it. I think we'll have another good day tomorrow if people go for the drop. I don't think this drop tomorrow is going to be as, popular, as much demand as today. So we'll see what happens, but happy to at least get another drop. I know there's some hate out there, but, haters going to hate. It is what it is. I try my best to just, teach people, educate people how I get the drop. I'm not even saying my drop is the right way. There's plenty of people who do well in the drop still spamming away. So like I always say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep doing it your way. But just here to offer a different perspective, different way all the time. Glad it's helped out a lot of people. So appreciate you guys. With that said, I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.